Up Podcast. Let's go.
Let's go.
And if you don't know, now you know. Let's go,
bro.
guys.
So what's going on, bro?
Nothing much, man. We got a movie review to do.
Yep. We're
gonna talk about this song. What's this
Ebony
lady's
K.
name?
Williams.
Ebony K. Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all leave that lady alone, man. All right? I'm gonna say that much.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna get into what we're gonna get into, man.
We're gonna get into
the growth of the podcast.
Exactly.
Week.
Yeah, exactly. The growth of the podcast and some issues that this Ebony K. Williams kind of opens up, some different issues between men and women that, especially black men and women, that they have a little different. I did see some comments on Instagram. Individuals kind of came to me and talking about different aspects of their versions. They asked different questions about it. We are going to talk about how we kind of leveled up this week when it came to our podcast.
Yes, sir.
Trying to get some situation for us to start monetizing. And we're also going to talk about, like you said before, the Fast X?
Fast X.
10th iteration
of Fast and Furious.
Which is going to be ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Go ahead, my brother. You want to get started?
We got some polarizing. I've come to realize that we have some polarizing
issues,
reviews.
Yeah.
Of the Fast and Furious X movie.
Yeah.
I just believe that you have to go for the all-out craziness of it.
Yeah.
You have to. That's what you go for.
Yeah.
You don't go for the realization for how real it is.
Gravity did not exist in this whole thing. Yeah.
You can't go with gravity, timing.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
Yeah, it was completely a movie. It was just a movie it was a movie for movie's sake. I think they really just were trying to take it over the top and just didn't care about anything.
All right. Give me instance where it just was over the top for you, and you were just like, it's a waste of time.
Bro, where did the guy get the goddamn bomb, first of all? His dad took didn't Toretto take all the money he stole from his father? So where is the rest of the money? You know what I'm saying? Because I guess that would have been his inheritance. Jason Momoa, as the villain.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was his whole inheritance. So where did he get extra money to buy a bomb? And then who is buying bombs on the black market and no government is finding you? You know what I'm saying? You got it hauled, you got it in a truck. Just the whole purpose of transport. Now, this is the thing. How much time? This is the thing, the difference between black people and white people. White people have time to have enemies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Black people don't have time and enemies to go and I'm taking revenge. You gotta have money to take revenge.
You really do.
Who has money and time to take revenge against somebody's own family? And then in the middle of it, now you're going to Brazil to just drive. You know what I'm saying? There's no storyline to this whole movie. This movie was all over the place.
In defense of a movie that I really like, I really tried to care less about the storyline. I couldn't, because if I paid attention to the storyline, it just made no sense. I had to even explain to my wife how Jason Momoa even got into the movie.
Exactly.
He was in the movies before. I didn't even see him. I was like, you're right.
He was inserted.
You didn't see him. He was just inserted into the movie.
Exactly. And they still
in the weirdest way.
And they're still keeping Brian alive. What's going on? Brian, isn't he dead in one of the other Fast and Furious?
He is. I don't know. What do you mean?
I'm talking about.
They just showed a picture of him.
No, but they talked about Brian. Because Brian is the son, right? It's his son?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was trying to figure out, didn't they just kill off He must be dead. Isn't he dead? They keep on showing him.
It seemed like they just kept going in, huh?
Exactly. They kept going in, and nothing's connected. You know what I'm saying? And then the team is not even really together that much.
Not this movie. It's crazy. It gets crazy, guys.
Yeah.
Not to give out any bloopers or nothing like you know what? What is it? What do they say? Something alert? What is it? The alert that they tell people? Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
Okay. This is a complete spoiler alert. Okay, guys.
Yeah. Complete.
There's so much going on in this movie. It's absolutely insane.
It's bonkers.
On top of the movie being what it is, I would suggest you go find a theater that will show it to you in 4D.
Yes, we did talk about
Regal 4DX is
Different experience.
Universal Studios ride.
Yeah.
For 2.5 hours.
Yeah. The movie. The thing is, for me, the movie is super long. I think it's 2.5 hours, and I was like, when is this movie gonna be over? Because it's so outlandish. And I was like, oh gosh. Like, my date was like rolling her eyes like every like 20 minutes, like, oh my gosh, that's not even real. Why is that even in the movie? It was just, and then the dialogue was like, well, yes, and we've got to do this. And it's like Star Trek. You remember Star Trek when Shatner was on there?
Yeah.
Yes, Spock, we got to talk like this. It was just weird dialogue. Like the dialogue was like, why is the dialogue like this? Is the dialogue supposed to be like this? It doesn't make any sense. Then they had the guy from Jack Reacher.
Uh-huh.
He had 3 Marvel characters in this movie. It was like a bad DC movie.
Yeah, there's a DC character in the movie too.
Who was the DC character?
Wonder Woman.
Oh, there's Wonder Woman. There's Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
There's Aquaman, and there's Captain Marvel. So how can you mix Marvel and DC together in one movie?
I don't
and
know.
They're basically like superheroes with
in
cars.
every other movie.
And cars are fixing every problem.
Every problem.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what was a killer for me that took it over for me, made me roll. I'm not gonna lie, I really love the movie, but what made me roll my eyes was his one-liner.
Yeah.
Where the guy, he was talking about, man, I took everything from you. What are you gonna do now? He's like, you made one mistake. You didn't take my car. And he jumps.
Exactly.
He jumps the Hoover Dam.
He jumps the Hoover Dam, drives down the
Hoover Dam to escape,
and still ends up
alive.
Exactly.
Somehow.
Like, bro, you'd have been killed so many times.
Like the water coming out of the Hoover Dam just kind of trickles out.
Exactly.
Like what?
Exactly.
That's where all the pressure's coming from.
Look at the gravity motion. You're not driving. You're not driving that fast enough where that car is not going to be lifted off and eventually goes straight down.
That car did a lot of things, bro.
Exactly.
The car was the superhero.
Exactly.
Okay. One of my second favorite moment is him coming out of the plane backwards.
Exactly.
Slamming on 2 other cars.
Exactly. And
like they were wrestling.
Exactly.
Like the car was a wrestler and it like
used it to buffer.
And used it to make other cars fly in other directions.
Now
it just kept driving out.
Exactly. And like the suspension could take that fall. Look, I'm not. I said he was like, what did he say? He says, who said anything about landing? He said, how are you gonna go out? Come on, bro. I was like, oh my God. Y'all really trying people with this.
But look, man, who's got time for regular old reality driving anymore? Fast and Furious is done. They've been to space.
Bro, what I thought I was talking to my date and they was like, oh yeah, they went to space. And she was like saying they drove with a regular steering wheel into space with some scuba diving gear. I was like, this didn't happen. Did this actually happen? It actually happened. I was like, no, that didn't happen. That couldn't possibly have happened.
There are some impossible moments throughout all the movies. And they just don't. I don't see why they should care anymore.
Yeah.
After the stuff that they pulled off.
Yeah.
Like after, I think it got weird for me in Fast 5.
Yeah.
Fast 5 is when they're in Rio, I believe. Mm-hmm. And they still are safe with 2 of my favorite cars, 2 Dodge Chargers.
I know. I saw that.
It is
I think they had
the most insane.
Yeah.
I don't even think the Hellcat dropped by then. It wasn't even out.
I think the Hellcat was in this one. He was driving a Hellcat, or at least he was driving an SRT. I'm pretty sure he was driving a Hellcat.
Man,
the Hellcat was kicking the bomb around like it was a soccer ball, which is to me was like, why are you chasing the bomb, bro?
Because he's a superhero, man.
I guess so.
He's the human superhero.
And he never dies in these things.
No,
he never dies in all these car crashes. Like. Literally, like, these are death-defying things.
He throws himself 40, 50, 100 feet, lands, and nothing happens.
Nothing happens to him.
Nothing happens. It's utterly insane, guys.
It's ridiculous.
But I found the joy in them taking it all the way outside of the spectrum. It's just it's actually none of it can be real.
Yeah,
and you can't take it. You can't take it as that.
I guess if you couldn't take it seriously and you're looking at it that perspective, that's fine. Because I think I just was done. I think after Furious 5 or Furious 7, after Paul Walker died, I was like,
It was kind of hard to watch.
Like, it was kind of hard to watch
after that was a tough moment, man. Can we talk? We just got to talk about that.
Yeah.
Did anybody else, right in the comments, did anybody else feel some type of way after the end? I think it was Fast 6. I think it was 6 or one of those where they at the end of the movie they drive off separately.
Yeah.
Dom sees Paul Walker
and
it's been a long way. Like, it was bad.
It should have ended
bad
right
after
there.
that. It really should
ended the series right there.
But we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see if you can still make the money off.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was just like, come on now. How many times has like I don't even see Vin Diesel doing anything else after this? Like we've got 10 movies and 2 of them he wasn't in because he wasn't in Tokyo Drift and he wasn't in another movie. What was the other? Remember the other one?
I don't remember the other.
Okay, Tokyo Drift he wasn't in, and then there was another one he wasn't in. So I was like, but I'll tell you the truth, man. I was like, thinking about it, I was like, you know, supposedly Ja Rule was supposed to play Tyrese's role, and he decided not to do it.
Oh.
Bro, you done messed up, Ja Rule.
Oh, man.
You had a moneymaker. You could have had Tyrese's position.
We're not even going to talk about Ja Rule's situation. I don't think Ja Rule would have did it. I think Tyrese gives me that, like, I'm happy to see you here, but you can go.
Yeah.
Anytime you feel like it, bro.
Yeah.
It's like he's uneasy to watch.
Yeah, he is a little bit because he's emotional.
He's uneasy to watch,
he's
bro.
Emotional all the time.
The problem I feel why he's so uneasy to watch is because I feel like he's like that in real life.
Exactly, he's just playing himself.
I can see that. I can see it on the Instagram.
Yeah.
I can see it in all his social media. That somehow he's a little bit just like that character.
Exactly.
And he bugs me. That's if anything bugged me during this movie, it's during all the movies that Tyrese has something to say. It's the Tyrese.
He's always complaining.
He's always like they're using him as like an equalizer for something else going on in the movie.
Exactly.
They gotta be, because it's like, why?
He's supposed to be
is he here?
Comic relief, I guess, to a certain extent. And then I guess like Ludacris is playing the straight man.
I don't know. And Ludacris also, but he doesn't bother me as much as Tyrese does.
No, he doesn't.
Ludacris is trying.
He's trying to do the role.
I'm still trying to see Ludacris as the guy. I still see Ludacris as the guy that pulls up in the Dodge Ram 10 with the Louis Vuitton wrap on the truck, the big mechanic suit on. And now he's like this super nerdy,
exactly,
smart, intelligent guy.
That's what someone was telling me. Like, how did they become all this super intelligent? Knowing all this technology all of a sudden from the streets.
They just turned his character. Like,
exactly.
I think that they probably turned that character probably in Fast 5, the Rio de Janeiro. They just turned that character into just, he used to be just the guy to get you the hookup.
Exactly. How did the hookup guy?
The hookup guy became a computer scientist.
Exactly.
Like,
overnight?
What?
Was it the money?
What?
You know what I'm saying? It made no sense.
What?
They had to give him some more. I guess they had to give him
some juice on there. Exactly. They changed everybody's character. My thing is, somebody write down in the comments, like right now, what was Gal Gadot's character?
Exactly. What's she doing?
What movie was she in?
Yeah.
Because I don't quite remember. And why was she? How much money do you think she made for that 3-second spot?
Exactly.
At the end of the movie.
At the end of the movie. First of all, how come her and the other Chinese guy are even in the movie? Didn't Jason Statham kill him?
No. See, this is what happens when you stop watching the movies.
Yeah. Okay.
You miss the movies.
Yeah.
So Jason Statham makes it back into the movie. He makes it when he's in the movie. They go over that story and how he didn't really die.
Okay. But it was weird because didn't he blow up the car and he was inside of it?
It's really weird.
It started like that.
He doesn't die.
That is just weird.
He doesn't die. That movie with Jason Statham starts like that, but you find out that he didn't die.
That's weird.
It's very weird.
You just bring people back from the dead.
The stories just kind of
interlock with each other.
And that's when I think that's when it got weird too.
Yeah.
Because I was like, he's gone.
Exactly.
But the next movie, they bring it back. Mm-hmm. They play that whole scene again. Mm-hmm. And they turn it into something different. It's not, they give you a different perspective and a different version. Yeah. And he's alive. He's been alive for a couple movies.
That's crazy.
At least the last 3.
That's crazy. And then they had John Cena. Because John Cena was his brother, right?
John Cena didn't make any sense to me. John Cena, I thought, was the antagonist the whole movie. I thought he was in on
the whole.
I thought he was in on the whole thing.
Yeah,
because he was just weird.
What there was a movie where he was the enemy, wasn't he?
He was weird. He was in.
And Charlize Theron, she is the enemy. She killed his wife. Like, why is she still alive? Like, why is he even talking to her? Like, they shouldn't even be talking. Why is there even talking?
They're finding out. That too.
You know what I'm saying? She comes back in a situation, and she's like, hear me out. You just killed my ex-wife. I'm not talking to you about nothing.
You don't know? I don't know, man. I don't know. I felt that. I was like, I don't know. They pulling some real... This would be some real mafia type stuff.
Yeah.
You really have to think before you had to kill the person.
Yeah.
You really have to do a lot of thinking to not kill the person that killed your wife.
Exactly.
But then you got another wife, though.
Exactly. But still, you shot my wife in the head. I don't have anything to what you have to say.
I don't want to hear nothing you have to say. We're closing the door.
Exactly.
But who knows what she brought to that door.
Exactly.
When she was that type of person.
We got an enemy that we both got to... I don't care if we got an enemy. You're my enemy right now.
What I don't know is why she didn't go after him without being prompted.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
maybe she wasn't. Maybe she was just in it for the money.
Could be.
But that was her MO.
Yeah.
The whole movie. Mm-hmm. My thing is, like, everybody's a computer genius.
Yeah. Everybody's Black Girl's a computer genius. What's called a computer genius? Luda's a computer genius. Then the other guy who Jason Momoa knows all these.
He's a computer genius too.
Exactly.
He just needed help.
He had some help, and then he killed the help. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with that?
I was trying to figure out, did he kill? I was like, this is weird.
That was weird too.
That was weird.
Why didn't he kill them? They were helping him.
I felt like their time was going to be up anyway.
Yeah, of course.
So, but I felt like he was doing like this Joker.
Yeah, that's when someone said it was like a gay Joker. It was like a gay Joker. It was just weird. Like he had painted nails. And then that's what bothered me. Like he had a little fight scene with Vin Diesel as Toretto. And there's no way he would have been beating the crap out of Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa is like a beast compared to... He is not nowhere as tall and as thick and as big. Like Jason, I think Jason Momoa is probably as big as The Rock is, or if not taller and bigger.
You would think, right? But we're gonna check that out.
Exactly.
We're gonna check that out because I would think he was that big, but I don't think so. The Rock's on something else.
That's what I'm saying. But Vin Diesel is not on the level of Jason Momoa in terms of body, like as big as, and you know what I'm saying, depth. He's nowhere near. So him throwing him around was like
this movie. He was a little soft.
Yeah.
He was a little soft. He wasn't like,
It bothered me a lot. He was, you know what I'm saying? I was like, come on.
He was a little soft. He was
soft.
really soft in this movie. And it weirded you out. It weirds you out a little bit if you've seen him in any other movies.
Yeah.
But that's what he gets for playing a DC character.
I think yeah, exactly. I think he had the most fun. I mean, to be honest with you, I think I enjoyed his role.
I think he had a lot of fun.
Because I think he just has so much fun just doing that role.
Whatever.
He was just doing whatever.
You know
he could get paid for it. It was just like somebody handed him like, okay, you know what? Just play around and just be silly as much as you possibly can.
I don't think the reviews are going to be that great.
No, I don't think so.
They're not going to be that great. You know what I'm saying? Maybe from a different generation, it'll be like, oh, it was a great movie.
Yeah.
But like us who follow structure and storyline and character development, we're going to be like,
terrible.
This is not your best role, my
and
brother.
They had a whole bunch of subplots in between that never really got developed. Like they had Letty and Charlize Theron, they were together and they had their own issues going on, and they came out of this other place and they were fighting. Said, we got 4 minutes to get out of here. You're gonna start a fight with her. In 4 minutes. Okay, we got 4 minutes to get out of here.
Yeah, they drug out a lot of things, bro.
Yeah, it didn't make
drug out
sense.
a lot of things. You know what it reminded me of though? The dragging out.
Yeah.
We're gonna review this movie too. John Wick 4.
Oh gosh, we got to go over that.
Talking about dragging something out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Forever, right?
Forever.
It took forever to get to the end.
Stair scene.
The stair scene. Yeah, exactly.
Is at least 15 minutes.
That was
I'm believing. The stair scene is in.
And then annoying when he fell down the stairs again. Like, you don't have to go. It's almost like you get up somewhere and then you get knocked down, and he didn't have that much time.
It was like they were going for an award.
Yeah.
And how long the fight scene was.
Last. Yeah, they could just draw this out.
It drug out. Exactly. You hear me? He finally gets to the top of these stairs. He gets knocked all the way back down.
And he has only a specific time to get to this place in order to make sure he doesn't get killed.
Guys, we're not talking about 20 steps.
Yeah, it was like...
We're not even talking about 40.
It was a lot to just walk by yourself.
At least a good 80, 90, 100 steps.
And he was already injured. You know what I'm saying?
How?
Exactly. It didn't make any sense.
This is the year of impossible movie scenes.
Yeah.
I'm believing just absolutely impossible.
Yeah.
When you get ready to go see Guardians of the Galaxy.
That was a great movie.
Guardians of the Galaxy makes you think for the next 2 days.
Yeah,
it's emotional.
Yeah, it's emotional.
It's still got a lot of stuff going on, but you don't realize that this is absolutely not real.
Exactly. You know,
this can't happen.
This can't happen because it's the future and it's made to cater to your fantasy. So it's not that bad. And to be honest with you, I liked it a lot.
It was dope. It was a dope movie. But I'm talking about as in realism.
Yeah.
Even if you're in space.
Yeah.
You're going to hold a spaceship to another spaceship?
Exactly.
For 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes? Like, what is this?
That doesn't make any sense.
It's like, huh?
Exactly. There's a lot of stuff.
Oh, man. And
the guy who was the main villain, like, what did they think they were going to capture? This guy was like an all-powerful being. That didn't make any type of sense. Like, y'all were not going to beat him on your own. His people tried to turn against him, and he zapped them. He was like, what? Are you all crazy?
He ruined his own ship.
Exactly.
Because it was a mutiny. He was like, everybody's going down.
Everybody's going down.
Everybody.
Y'all must have forgot who I am.
Hey, everybody turned on him. I think it's like the year of the turnaround on him, man. Yeah. Because his whole crew turns on him. Mm-hmm. What happens with the whole what is this? Fast X. Vin Diesel gets turned on by the guy that's supposed to be
Jack Reacher, the guy who plays Jack Reacher.
Oh man. Yeah. Absolutely insane. And the way they dropped him into the story, Jason Momoa and him into the story.
Yeah, exactly.
They didn't do one character.
Yeah,
they did
two characters. Exactly.
It was like, oh, you didn't see this shot.
Exactly. You didn't see the shot. Let's put him in the shot right here. You didn't get to see that part. He was in the office. And it's weird. I like kind of how they did that because they had taken another movie and they referenced it and then they moved it. And they made it as if they updated it because now you saw a different version.
My problem with that scene is how Jason Momoa was dressed.
Yeah, it was his dress.
It was really off-putting. You can't be anybody's Hispanic son.
Yeah,
dressed like that.
Exactly. It
was
weird.
It was off.
It was weird.
The costume was off. His character looked too squeaky clean or something.
Yeah,
it
just looked
really
weird. It just looked weird.
The whole movie was a little bit as off-putting. Yeah. But if you go see that movie in 4D, you will not care that stuff is not real.
Yeah,
when the chair is throwing you around and you're getting water splashed in your face every now and then, and you're moving along when people are dancing in the movie, the chair, your row of chairs is doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're having a good time. I'm telling you, you're on a ride. You get what you pay for in the movie. But with that being said, we're gonna move into this. Who's the lady? Ebony K. Williams.
Yeah. So Ebony K. Williams was on Ivana Van Zant's show, And she also came on the Breakfast Club with DJ Envy, and she was saying that she as a lawyer, did not want to date, a black man who was, driving a bus. And she would date a business owner or the bus operator, the person who owned the bus line. That's what she would date because she said that wasn't on her level. She got a lot of hate from that. Dr. Umar Johnson went in on her. DJ Envy went on her. And the reason why they went in on her, I think for Dr. Umar Johnson was because he was like saying, well, are you maligning black men because of work? Because to be honest with you, she was saying something about a black man who was a bus driver, but she personally had a fiance who was white. So his issue was like, are you disparaging working class black men to justify the fact of why you want to date a white man?
Oh,
so that's what he was
his position.
That was his position. Like, is that what your position? If that's your position, then that's a different story. When I was talking to other women and other people, they were telling me that it was more of a situation where that she feels like that's not in her class and that's not what she's used to. And that's not what she wants. She doesn't want a working class gentleman. But then we always throw around this high value black man who has money, has a car, he's got his house, he's got his finances in order. And a lot of times, depending on situations, he might not want that individual. He might not want Ebony K. Williams. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because
he has options. And a lot of times is we don't understand is that when a man doesn't have children and he's got all these things particularly that are checked off, he's going to be very selective in the women that he's going to be dealing with, So he might not want to deal with the Ebony K. Williams. He might want to deal with a certain type of individual or a model or someone who's younger or certain types of thing or somebody who has the same amount of money and maybe not. Because to be honest with you, I would say probably 9 times out of 10, a guy who has high value is not going to have a girl who's on the same level as you.
Well, why do you think so many people are outraged as her giving what she wants?
Yeah, I think.
Why do you think so many people are outraged at that, bro?
I think the reason why is because if you start looking at the incarceration rate of black males and to those who are either probably homosexual, gay, or transgender, and the amount of males who are heterosexual, right? And then just to take the males that are out of those brackets, they're not homosexual, they're not incarcerated, they're not transsexual, they're heterosexual. Then you take another bracket and say, okay, take those males and say, okay, take the top 10% of those males who are making 6 figures. Mm-hmm. You're going to get like a smaller percentage. So only a certain amount of men can be dealt with. Like she might be talking about like a very small percentage of men. So the majority of men are not making 6 figures like that.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So those majority of men who are working class guys, like who are bus drivers, plumbers and things like that, they could be making a certain amount of money. And these women are like, nah, I don't want no plumber. I don't want no whisper. He's not a doctor. He's not a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? I don't want him. You know what I'm saying? And so that's a problem because majority of men are not making that much money like that. They're not making 6 figures. So if the larger majority of black men are not making 6 figures, then if that's the case, then you're disparaging a large percentage because you're not, of course, you can't deal with the ones who are gay, who are incarcerated, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then the ones who are haven't making this money. So that larger percentage of individuals that happen to be out of those brackets, they're probably like, yo, why am I not good enough for you? Because I have a regular job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we're seeing the culture nowadays, like every woman wants a high value man. But then the whole situation with Kevin Samuels, even in Fresh and Fit, is like every high value man is not going to want you because either you're going to have children, and why would a high value man want a woman who already has children? Right. He's got to take care of your children, and that's another added relationship. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You got to date. You're basically dating the guy that she was with before and the child. You know what I'm saying? So that's another added influence. Why would he do that? You know what I'm saying?
Right. But sticking with what's the lady's name?
Ebony K. Williams.
Sticking with Ebony K. Williams, man. I just want to stick on Ebony K. Williams. Mm-hmm. What does she offer?
Yeah.
That is different from what does she have? Does she have any kids?
I don't know.
Baby daddies?
I don't know if she has baby daddies or she's single. I know she's been probably dedicated her career as a lawyer. Mm-hmm. The Game said something that was crazy. He said, like, if you are a man who has money, has cars, has his house,
sticking with this lady who is what's her name? I can't.
Ebony K. Williams.
Ebony K. Williams, man. I'm like, she's not. This is one reason. One reason. She's not that important to the culture. Mm-hmm. Number two, okay.
Exactly.
Number two, she's a lawyer.
Yeah.
Why was she picked?
Yeah.
The bus driver.
Exactly.
What circles was she run into?
Yeah, exactly.
Her bus driver
yeah, exactly. That definitely, exactly. She's a lawyer.
Where was she run into her bus driver husband? Guys.
Exactly. That's
lawyers don't hang at the bus depot. Exactly. They don't get on buses.
True.
And if we go back to that analogy of breaking down these places where she's going to be able to find men, just for her, just talking about her, not the entire. I feel like we got to stop generalizing the black female. Yeah, we got to stop generalizing that. I understand there's a lot of people following stuff that happens on the internet, but the problem is that some of us have found it a lot easier to lump everybody in that circle because we know everybody just going to jump in.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. That's like nobody can be a little different.
Yeah.
And when we start all being the same,
exactly, we're not.
You're not going to ask the next chick what she got to offer because you're going to know.
Exactly.
And once you know, that makes it even more. It makes it even more discouraging and disparaging to go out and find a partner because you like, man, I might as well stay by myself.
Exactly.
If I already know what they're going to offer.
Exactly.
So with that being said, I would say, ladies, get out there, be different.
Yeah.
Be different. You want to know what you can offer? Being you.
Yeah, be yourself.
Being something different out here.
Yeah.
Because if everybody's on this one lady's case about her preference, that means that they feel like her influence it can change a whole society of black women to rebel against the black man who doesn't make six figures.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense to me. Some people have taken it so far into it, like, how do you believe that you're going to find this great man and you got nothing going on? Now, I don't take it as, oh, what do they have to offer? Yeah. I take it as my take on it is you have to have something else going on.
Yeah.
Because you got to have something else going on than what's already being shown.
Yeah.
I believe what we're really trying to say when we say what do you bring to the table?
Yeah.
What do you bring to the table should really be not a monetary situation, but more of, or not a, I'm the greatest helpmate ever type of situation. It should be more of a what else that I don't have already do you have?
Can you compliment? So you know what I'm saying? I really think about this. Like, this is the thing. You know, people talk about relationships and they don't understand relationships are built off of trust. They're built off of intimacy. They're not just built off of monetary things. So money does make things easier. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
It makes them easier. As a man, you naturally want to be a provider. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, you have instances where, certain men are providers and they have a certain amount of resources. And some women, take advantage of those resources. And some women don't take advantage. They complement what the resources that man has and adds to, and she becomes a resource for him. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the difference to me. It's like, to me, how does a person make you feel? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm getting to. What are you going to change about how I feel already?
Exactly.
Because if you make no difference.
Yeah, exactly.
And it not monetary, not always helping with everything I need help with.
Yeah.
But if my life does not change even the smallest, why even do it? That's what I hear when I hear these guys saying, what do you bring to the table? I feel like let's get into that. I feel like it's getting misconstrued, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like some of these guys that are with these what do you bring to the table guys have let it run. Let that idea run rampant in immature minds.
Yeah,
that they gotta have this, that. You gotta have the body, the face, the attitude.
It's not reality.
You gotta have everything.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the disparity of the pool that women have and the pool that men have.
Yeah.
And I see why they put this narrative to women that, look, I get that you want this.
Yeah.
But do you know the odds of running into this?
Exactly. It's like almost the odds of going to the NBA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How many NBA players do you think you're going to bag just because you're a fine chick?
How many people actually make it The first question should be, how many people are in the NBA?
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, you look at that pool.
Yeah.
Then you take away married, gay, not interested.
Not exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The guys that fly to Rio for you know what I'm saying, or fly to the DR for 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. Take
them out of the pool because those are not the guys that you want to marry.
Exactly.
Okay? If we're talking about being married, yeah. Let's go there. Okay? Yeah. Now, if you just need a check, you still got to be top
notch.
You
be in the gym.
I don't want to discourage nobody.
Exactly, yeah.
But when we talk about top, we're talking about body weight under control.
Yeah.
Hair, nails, feet, attitude. Then you got to be in the right place.
Exactly.
At the right time.
And know the right people.
To get you in certain places.
Yeah.
It gets you in people's circles so that you can even be next to these individuals.
Yeah.
This number of men who are, you know, let's just talk NBA. The NBA only has a certain amount of people in it. Then you got to take away married people. Then you got to take away gay people. Then you got to take away the people that are not interested. Then you can talk about how many people you can go after.
Exactly.
I believe we've been sold that everybody gets a fairy tale.
Yeah. Yeah, and everybody can't. And this is the thing. You can't get, and this is one thing this guy was saying about, you know, Charleston White. Shout out to Charleston White. But Charleston White was saying that a lot of women are delusional. They're living in a fantasy. Like a lot of stuff that has to do with relationships when it comes to women, to me, is like a lot of fantasy. Because think about it. When you get married, it's really not for the man. Men don't care about all this stuff, this wedding and the cake and all that other stuff.
No.
They don't care about all that stuff. It's a soul Disney princess dream.
Yeah.
That once you get married, because sometimes people don't even separate the wedding from the marriage. Like you getting married and you having a wedding are totally two different separate situations.
And then we got to talk about, I have to believe, you know what I'm saying? Two totally
separate. One is fantasy, and one is reality.
One is sold, okay?
Exactly.
One is sold to you guys, okay? Yeah. Y'all are seeing things that are not realistic, bro. Yeah. Even those people, and then now, you know, I believe that's generational though, is that they were being sold that, but now they aren't being sold that.
Yeah.
Now they're getting reality TV where they're being sold, I can do everything that was in the pictures.
Yeah.
I can do all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
And then divorce.
Yeah, exactly.
And everything's going to be okay.
Exactly.
Like, I'll just be strong. I'm going to be a strong black woman.
Yeah. Independent.
And I'm going to be independent.
Yeah.
And if I don't like everything that's going on in this marriage, I can get up and I can go and I can still have half of whatever he brought to the table. Or you already bringing so much to the table that you've married this guy that brings nothing
to the table,
to your table. He brings nothing.
He says, "Get in bed."
He's just there.
You got to be good in bed. Though.
He's just there. Good in bed. There's that guy.
Yeah.
But then there are people. There are people of the female anatomy that pick guys that are just there.
Yeah.
They don't care what he does.
Yeah.
here's your play. They give this guy things. They give him PlayStations, TVs, just to have him at the house.
Yeah.
Let him drive your car all day while you're at work.
Yeah.
This is completely insane to me.
Yeah.
And it is my upbringing.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's something about right. I feel like there's something right and wrong about that situation. It's only like,
it's not balanced.
You want what you want. You have gone after something, taken it, but don't realize that it was completely hollow on the inside.
Yeah.
You get this guy and you want the pictures, you want the social media, you want the wedding, but you don't necessarily want or need direction.
Yeah.
And you can leave direction all the way out of it.
Yeah.
And you like, well, I don't need that. I just need him to be here to do this for me and to go and take pictures. You want to control the situation. You want to control the situation.
You can't do that.
And it's like, you could try.
Yeah, you could try.
You could try. If that works out for you in your marriage,
it'll work out for a while.
Okay,
it'll break apart after a period of time because you can't maintain a lie. Like Michael Jai White was talking about like Tupac, and the reason why he even got in the situation because when the girl who accused him of rape, he basically didn't rape the girl. The guys who were in his hotel room did. And instead of like calming her down when he came out the room and said, these guys raped me, he said, oh, let me try to help you. And instead of doing that, he was like, get her the hell out of the room. You know what I'm saying? So then that kind of precluded to get him in jail, had him go into death row. He had to go in, you know what I'm saying? It just put him in a bad position just from that one decision of not helping that individual. It put him in a negative situation where he was accused. Because he's the more famous person out of everybody in that group, he had to take the brunt of the guilt. You know what I'm saying? Because she could point to him. Oh, you let these people do this to me. Instead of him solving the issue between him and them and said, look, okay, I'm gonna get you out of here. We're gonna call police. We're gonna do, whatever the case may be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it led to him going to jail. It led to him being in a destitute position where Death Row was able to come in, offer him money because nobody was helping him. And he was saying, he had to take, because they said like when there were some letters that basically said that he basically felt like he was signing his soul to the devil when he signed his rights over to Suge Knight because he was like destitute. He didn't have any money. He's in jail. You know what I'm saying? So he allowed him to get out of bond out, start getting some money, start doing things, but trying to be around those individuals and playing the role of the gangster. Right. You know what I'm saying? You coming out of your own character, you going at somebody prompting you to go mess with Orlando Anderson, and him ended up finding a situation where you're getting killed off this. You're not a gangster, you're an actor, and you're a rapper. You know what I'm saying? So if you're in that's what you should be. But trying to play this hard, he might have been a hard dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he was. But at the same time, why do we need to be validated by these things? You know what I'm saying? Right. I don't need to be validated by anybody else because you want to feel like you're part of the group, but that's not what were brought up in. But long story short is you've got to learn to live your own truth and start seeing things. Like even in relationships, you can't have these expectations that are unrealistic. A lot of people just have expectations in relationships that are unrealistic. You want the Instagram model, you want this girl to be this, you want her to be that. But to be honest with you, when you start meeting these Instagram models, they're just human beings, just like anybody else. They got fears, insecurities. You're going to be like, oh, well, I thought she was going to be like this. No, she is not who you think she is in her mind. Same vice versa with the guy. He is not who you think he is until you learn who they actually are.
There's a whole lot of us out here trying to find this dream model girl that actually
doesn't exist. She does not exist.
She doesn't exist, or she already belongs to somebody.
Exactly.
Okay.
And she belongs to someone you really don't know her and she really doesn't exist then because the person who you think she is not who she is.
No.
And then no one ever is though.
We're all selling something.
Exactly. We're all selling a image of what we want people to perceive us to be. In reality, we're not that at all because you're not the person you are 100% of the time in front of people. You're a completely different person. Your thoughts, your emotions, all these things run differently when you're not around people. If they probably knew what was going on in your head, it'd be like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is that you got to recognize that, listen, what can you accept in your life? Like, what is acceptable? I think the biggest thing is you got to learn to deal with yourself first. If you love yourself, you can love other individuals. So, I was talking to someone the other day, is like, you can only have the capacity to love people as much as you love yourself. And that's why people who kill people or do other things, they don't love themselves because they have nothing. There's nothing for them. There's no value in their own self. So why should they value your life? And same situation when you're in a relationship. You got to recognize that no one does anything because of you. And a friend of mine told me, don't take anything personal anybody does, because it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them. It has to do with why they're angry and they're upset and their fears. I have a friend of mine who's having issues, just kind of discussing about between him and his spouse. And a lot of the situation is because she's unhappy when he's happy. And there's, you know what I'm saying? She's always mad when he's happy. Now, the reason is, I told him, is really nothing to do with you. It's the fact that she does not know how to express her own self in her own life and create her own happiness, because you can't base your life on somebody else to make you happy.
This is true. And some people just don't know how to be happy for
Exactly.
you. These are things that I believe that the checklist, I had some thoughts today about this. I was like, that the checklist for acceptable mates is all screwed up.
It is completely.
It's the social media checklist for that. I believe there's a checklist for this, and we're gonna make a D&D Level Up podcast checklist.
Exactly. That must be our neighbors telling us we're too loud, but we don't care. They either knock it on, so I doubt it.
Okay, I'm like, oh man, I'm like, what's going on? I'm like,
but you're absolutely right, because the thing is, I think nowadays a lot of individuals who are like millennials and their generation right now, I don't think, because they've been raised, like grandmothers are like 33 now. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
You got young grandmothers. And I don't think that, there's always this adage that the older women should teach the younger women.
Right.
And I think a lot of times, because in our generation, we've had situations where men have not been in the household because of incarceration or some other issue, or just not taking up responsibility, or whatever the case may be. And you see this thread throughout our community all the time. So what happens, I think, a lot of times, when you might have this person who is a grandmother, she's like, oh, I'm not going to treat my kids the way I was treated by my grandmother, you know what I'm saying, or my mother, you know what I'm saying, I'm not going to raise them this way. I'm going to let them have the freedom to do whatever they want. That's what we're seeing in this generation. They have a different mentality in terms of what you agree as a relationship. Being submissive, being attentive, being loving and caring. You're finding a lot of these qualities are not in some of our black women. They're like, you're seeing like qualities that are like rough, like hard and non-feminine, things that are kind of like things that are not like, or more masculine type of qualities that we're seeing. And I realize that, and that a lot of times when people are mad about black men going to like white women or Hispanic women, is a lot of times because those women are like more feminine, tend to be like, there's more feminine qualities that are going on. They have like, they're softer, they're more feminine in the way of being able to be submissive in certain things. Now, people always think that submission is a problem. You know what I'm saying? Submission doesn't mean, the Bible says that two should submit to one another. Means that, you got a leader, as a man, then you got a woman. You can't have a leader, two leaders in the relationship. You can have people who are co-piloting to certain aspects, but you got to have somebody who has to lay down the law, at least to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? Usually that's going to be the man. But, in reality, women influence the man anyway. So it's like, they're pretty much leading in that aspect
they
too.
are. I believe, I saw a post the other day that said, women are the lawmakers and the men are the law enforcers.
Wow, I like that analogy.
Like, they say that women lay down the law. When they labor, they give you that child. Yeah. That's the I feel like sometimes that's the ideal situation where, like, it's not that she is enforcing it. Yeah. She has to be the one to go out and make the world change. She tells you.
Yeah.
in the best way she knows how.
Yeah.
And a smart person would know that if I can get somebody else to do it,
exactly,
it's way better.
It's way better. Like this is the thing. This is what I don't understand. I don't understand. This is what I don't understand. This is what bothers me in the whole relationship, man versus woman type of the woman versus man situation, competition thing, which to me makes no sense. Because if a woman makes me feel like a man, I'm going to do whatever. I'm going to do whatever is in my power to make her happy, which means she gets what she wants. And to be honest with you, when you think about it, like everything a man does is really for a woman. You know what I'm saying? Why do we buy the cars we buy? Why do we go on vacations? Why do we do the thing we do? We do them because we want women. And women really have that power. But like, I think society makes them convinced that they don't have the power that they already have.
I think society wants to take away that power.
Yeah.
And that's why you have the masculine women.
Yeah.
That's why you have that push for this masculine woman.
Yeah.
Because the masculine, if you believe it or not, guys, this masculine energy is only second it's only second to other energies in this world.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's the energy to bring life into this world.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now,
nurturing.
that masculine energy is here to just like in the word, just like in the Bible, it's in here to name and categorize and put things in its place.
Organize,
But without the woman, it would God says it would be good for him to have. Yeah. This isn't good for him to be alone.
Exactly. It isn't good for him to be alone. Correct.
He didn't create another woman. He pulled a woman out of man.
Exactly.
To create a woman.
Exactly.
Okay?
So she's part of him.
Go back and listen. Just part of him. Go back and listen to James Brown. This is Man's World.
Exactly. Because I remember listening to this song.
The title is...
Yeah. The title looks
like something like you think, I want to listen to this.
Exactly.
Or stuff. But if you listen to the lyrics, you get exactly what we're talking about right here on the D&D Leveling Up podcast. And if you don't know, now you know. That's right.
That's right.
That's right. Right here with
TTMT, the talented Mr. Taylor.
KDM, King D Money, right here letting you guys know that we can level up every time we hit this stage right here, man. Every time you hit the stage of life, level up. Go do something to build yourself. Go do something to break out. Go do something to change the world. Go do something to change the way everybody looks at these situations, man.
Exactly. But don't procrastinate.
Don't wait on it.
Don't procrastinate even on relationships. Start building yourself first before you start going and tearing somebody else down in the relationship. And start developing your intimacy with yourself and self-awareness. Be aware of who you are first before you start trying to establish anything with else. Your relationship to yourself is more important than anybody's relationship to anybody else. And not in a selfish way. You got to build yourself up so you're not worried about, you don't have all these insecurities that hold you back. So if they're holding you back, then you're going to project those onto somebody else and hold them back. And we're here about trying to get leveling up. We're trying to level up in every aspect of our life. And that way you don't hold yourself back from anything, and you can level up by not holding back and being no holds bar in your whole complete life.
No holds bar, y'all. Check you later.
Deuces.